Alrighty, so I have a Asus Memo Pad HD7 here, and this is the 173X model, I think it is. And as you can probably tell, I don't know if you can really see that in the video or not, but the screen, or at least the digitizer, is pretty much cracked all to shit. So I bought a new one, which is right here, and I'm gonna repair this. So what I have is my heat gun, and you gotta be very careful because I didn't order a LCD, so I don't want to heat it up too hot and ruin the LCD, so gonna have to be very careful. And I have a little razor knife thing that's not in very good shape, but it's good enough to do this. And I have an old prepaid credit card that I can use to try to separate it. And I also have one of these pick doohickeys that come in a repair kit. And then I have some adhesive that I'm going to put around here after I'm all done. So, let's get started here. And what you need to do is take the back off. And I find the easiest way is just to stick your fingernail in there, if you have long enough ones. Mine aren't really long enough, but I might be able to get her done. Yeah, maybe not. Okay, well, let's try this pick thingy. That might do the trick. It's probably better than using my fingernail for now, because like I said, mine aren't very long. There we go. Anyway, I'll come back when the back's off of this thing, and then we'll start heating her up. Get rid of this old digitizer and put the new one on. Well, I think we're done. Yeah, we're in like Flynn. So I guess I won't cut the video, but right here is where the digitizer connects. So you pretty much gotta pull those out. And at first, I've already done one of these because I have one myself, and this is my grandson's tablet. So I thought these flipped up so that you put your fingernail underneath and flip it, but you actually don't. If you try doing that, you're gonna break those. I broke a little chunk out of one, and it didn't really hurt anything, but it did kinda piss me off. So what I found out is you just pull these out, and actually I can just yank on that cable because this is the old digitizer and I don't really care about it. So when you put the new one in, you just grab a hold of this little flap and very carefully put it back in. But anyway, we'll do that later when I get the other one out. So now we'll just gently heat this thing up. Try to make sure this is in the frame, because I have a habit of not having it in the frame. So anyway, didn't really heat it up that good, so we'll give her another little and these things are pretty brittle, so glass might go flying, so you might want to wear some eye protection. So we'll get under here, or at least try to. Try not to ruin anything. Alrighty, so we're under. And I'm actually gonna do this off camera and come back because it's not the easiest thing to do and it's gonna take a while, so like I said, I'll come back. And one other thing I should mention that you need to be careful of is around the edge here. This digitizer is actually stuck to the LCD, and the LCD will try to lift up at the same time when you're trying to take this out. So kind of go easy and be careful, because I had a little trouble with that yesterday with the other one I did. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to do this off camera, and basically all I'm going to do is heat it up and keep working it until I get it off. So you really don't need to see that. I'll be back. So I have the screen all removed, or at least the digitizer, and I kind of lifted up a little bit of this foam around the edge of the LCD. It's not a big deal, kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna hurt anything. But like I said, it's kind of stuck around the edges, so you got to be somewhat careful. So I'm gonna go clean the residue from the glue off of the screen, and I'll be back. We'll stick on the digitizer. Alrighty, so I have the screen all cleaned, or at least as good as it's gonna get. And I have adhesive all the way around. Not the best stuff, but it's all I had on hand, so it's gonna have to do. So now, which side is the front? This is the back, so we'll peel off this protective doodad. And now, carefully fish this cable through here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there we go. Now, put her down in there. Okay, I'll frig with the screen or the digitizer later. So now, what we have to do is get these cables in there. And I had a little bit of trouble with the one I did yesterday because these are pretty tricky. Like this little tab is kind of short, and I have pretty beefy fingers, and it's kind of hard to get a hold of small stuff. So let's give her a go anyway. It's kind of So one of them, two of them. I think they're in there good enough, hopefully. Like I said, it's kind of tricky. You gotta be pretty careful so you don't rip anything on the cable. And then throw that battery connector back on there. And before I put the back on, I'm going to power the thing up. Just make sure all is well. Okay, we have the Asus symbol. It looks like it's good. Oh yeah, it's good to go. Okay. So it seems to be working. Something's a little glitchy, but maybe because I have my finger in there. Something's a little screwy. I guess it wasn't quite in there. I had to push it in a little farther, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be working. Yep. Alrighty, so that one's done. Time to put the back on it again. And I think I gotta make sure that these little plastic things, which aren't on mine for whatever reason, are kinda in the right spots so the power button and all that stuff will stick out far enough. But anyway, time to put the back on and give this back to the little feller.